Beautiful people, welcome to Life with Zay. So I have not been live in a while, and yesterday my boyfriend he posted a post, and it really just resonated with me because I don't know about you, but sometimes just going through life, it just kind of feels like when we're going through the motions, it just kind of feels like, hey, how y'all doing? Look, I'm just going straight into content. Hello, beautiful people. I know I have a lot of new friends on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. So please let me know where you're tuning in from. Drop, the state or the continent or the country that you're coming in from. I have friends from all over. And thank you so much for tuning in. But he made a post, and it really resonated because it made me stop and think, because I felt like, and I didn't even realize until after I read it, I didn't even realize that I was like, man, I was kind of doing things, but I was beginning to lose enthusiasm, and it just kind of felt like, hold on, I was beginning to like doubt and question like why I was doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I did share it on both platforms yesterday, so you can definitely go read it yourself, but I am going to read it here real quick. So the post says, be firm about your choices right now. Don't go backwards to habits and situations that weren't helping you evolve. You have to keep reminding yourself why you even decided to move forward. Stay positive about what's to come by being consistent with your change now. And so when I read that, I was like, wow, it kind of was like a knock on the head, like, girl, like, going back to being present and being mindful, and realizing that the process is supposed to be fun, and we're supposed to be present on our process. Hey, thank you. So along the journey, to make sure that don't let the work, the grit, the grind, don't let it become so boring, or don't let it become so like mindless, that you're forgetting about why. You're forgetting about your why, like why you're doing what you're doing, and the importance behind it. So it said, and also over the weekend, I don't know if I do share this, but some of you may not know, I'm still part of the Air National Guard. I served 8 years active duty, and actually this is my 10 years of military service, which is like crazy. Like, I've been like an official adult for like 10 years. That's just so crazy. And so I have one more year left on my contract. And actually, I was talking to a couple coworkers about it. Oh, and for people who don't know what the Guard is, pretty much it's military, but they're the 1 week in a month people. So when I left active duty, I'm going to be real, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to adult all the way. So I decided to do the 1 week in a month to prepare myself for the real world. And so, I was just talking to some co-workers, because we were all kind of in the same situation. Like, we hit our 10-year mark, and, most people say, if you hit the 10-year mark, are you going to stay or are you going to go? And we talk about stuff like this all the time. And I will say, like, realizing, like, I will say for me, and I'm going to be real with y'all, just looking at my career, first of all, I'm so grateful because I've been doing that since I was 17 years old. So even getting alpha active duty, it was like, like it was literally, it molded me and helped me become who I am. That career definitely, it was interesting because, like, I wanted it, but what I realized is I feel like I'm meant for something more in life, because it just wasn't working out, right? And it was just it became really unhealthy for me. So I decided, to believe in myself, and I decided to just, I was like, you know what? I can take care of myself. I don't need, to be supervised by people who don't like me. I don't need this, waiting for a promotion or a paycheck. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to give myself a chance, and I'm going to believe in myself to be an entrepreneur. And so I decided that, but again, I did do the guard to kind of, to kind of ease me into adulthood. So going back to the original story, I'm talking to some of my coworkers, and we like, dang, we at 10. And then even people are like, you at 10, what you gonna do? And one dude, he was like, Zay, you done. Cause we met a couple years ago. We got this like relationships where we like hype each other up. He doing his thing. So proud of him. He's an entrepreneur as well. And we've just kind of followed each other's journey. But he was like, Zay, you done. What you doing? Zay, you done. And then of course you have those other people, and they're like, yeah, I mean, you're doing great now, but a lot of the benefits that come with this, it's more so about your long-term benefits, like you getting an extra paycheck, and of course, and then so like they start putting all this stuff in my head again, and I'm like, what? And so I not that I was like swaying, but I was contemplating, and I'm being real, I was contemplating. So when I read my boyfriend's post and it said, be firm about your choices right now, I know I've prepared. I've been preparing. I've been developing myself. I've been, preparing to do this thing for real and do it full out. And I've reaped benefits, from that. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, we always have to make a decision. Even when you feel like you're not making a decision, you still are making a decision. So that be firm about your choices right now. And this is something that I'm going to do an exercise for myself as well. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and remember, like, Zay, first of all, what are the pros and cons of this, right? You know how they say, take a piece of paper, do it, and have the pros and cons of staying in this, in this job, That's number one. Number two, why did you even do this? Like, why? Two whys. Why did you decide to do this, and did you get what you needed from that? And the second why would be, why did you decide to take this new endeavor, and are you fulfilling your purpose with that? Are you happy? Another thing that my friend who I was telling y'all, he was like, Zay, you done? He asked me, he was like, are you making an impact with the Air National Guard? Do you feel like you're making an impact? Because at the end of the day, everything we do, especially like from an entrepreneur, but I feel like every one of our beings, are you making an impact where you are and what you're doing with your life? I was like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? So be firm in your choices right now. The second sentence is, don't go backwards to habits and situations that weren't helping you to evolve. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, being an entrepreneur is probably the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. But honestly, leading yourself, telling yourself, being your own boss, I don't think I ever said it, but when people say, oh, I want to be my own boss. Do you really? Because if we struggle, and I'm speaking for all of us, y'all, because it's not easy, but if we struggle in other areas of our lives, are we really prepared to lead ourselves in all areas in our lives? Like, I'm gonna be real, procrastination has been the homie my whole life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Over the past year, I have definitely like stepped into being a leader and learning to lead myself. But that level of life is very comfortable, like our comfort zone. So what I took from that is about our comfort zone, and it's very, very comfortable. So whenever we make a decision to get uncomfortable and do something else, and it gets hard, automatically our brain is trained to keep us safe and comfortable. So being intentional every single day, being an entrepreneur, business or whatever, you're literally saying that you're literally cutting your old self off. You're divorcing your old self. You're killing your old self, or a more harsh way to say that, but you're really getting rid of your old self. So I will say, and I'm just speaking on my journey, like, don't go backwards to habits and situations that weren't helping you to evolve. First, again, answer those questions, like why you did what you did anyways. Why did you get off active duty? Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur? And now you really about to get out the nest. So why are you even debating? You know what I'm saying? If you feel comfortable in your heart's desire, in your choice, why are you even debating your why, your decision, your desire? And don't go backwards, because you left that situation for a reason. You know what I mean? So why are you going backwards? And you weren't evolving, and you were not happy. Okay? I think I said everything about that. But yeah, like, ultimately, and this is just a side note based off what I was saying earlier, when you're an entrepreneur, like, you're leading yourself in every aspect of your life. You set your own time. And I saw this one post when it was like, imagine working from home and still being late for work. Y'all, it's the ultimate struggle to literally have to lead yourself and discipline yourself. And discipline is not bad, but literally saying, okay, well, you can't do this right. I don't know how y'all talk to y'allself. I don't talk down on myself, but I have to, like, talk to myself to get myself some act right, because I be tripping. But being the employee and the employer is something else. But okay, the third sentence was, you have to keep reminding yourself why you even decided to move forward. We just talked about that. Stay positive about what's to come by being consistent with your change now. Y'all, stay positive about what's to come by being consistent with your change now. So again, making a decision to do something different with your life. It's no, oh, well, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. No, we're here now. We are here now. This is where we are. So I think what I'm learning about the journey is, again, your attitude is so important. And honestly, I didn't even realize, somebody last year told me that I had an enthusiastic attitude. I didn't ever even thought about that. But your attitude about your day, about your life, what happens to you, who you are, is so important. So let me see. What's to come? Stay positive about what's to come. Literally, something that I do every day is gratitude, being grateful right now in this moment. Reminding myself, gratitude, I'm grateful, I'm happy. Listen to affirmations. But again, I was doing those things, but it was beginning to be like, oh, this again, oh, it's another day. But in this moment, if you're watching this, first of all, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to let me know where you're watching from. But everything happens to us for a reason. We're all where we're supposed to be. Everything always works out in our favor. So the reason why you are in this moment of your life is because this moment is to help you level up for the next moment. But it's really up to you. And I'm talking to myself as well, y'all. I watch these videos to motivate myself. It's something about hearing yourself talk, in a higher expression of yourself. Really, just stay positive. Like, do not doubt yourself. Like, you made a decision because you made a decision, and you're here now. It ain't no going back. The only thing even the future, when you think about it, yeah, you have a vision, you have an idea, but of course, number one, is something bigger than us. But number two, we're not in the future. So all we can do right now in this moment is to have an attitude of gratitude. So definitely, when we do those gratitude statements or affirmations in the morning, do it for real and feel it with your whole body, and be positive. Like, sometimes I exaggerate my positivity because, again, leading myself, sometimes my lower self be trying to win, and I'm like, nah, you cannot win. I'm gonna win. Like, the best me is gonna win. But sometimes the lower self really be trying to put up a fight. So make sure you are grateful. Make sure you're grateful. Make sure you be like, boom, this is where I am. Thank you, for the little things. It can be for breathing, for life. Sometimes it be so hard, and I be like, I'm so glad that I woke up. You know what I'm saying? So gratitude is number one, being grateful, because another thing is we prayed for where we are right now. I don't know about you, but that was another conflict that I was having in my that was another conflict that I had in the conversation. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad because, I prayed for this job. I prayed for this opportunity with the Air Force, but I prayed for it when I was on active duty. I prayed to work with people like this. I prayed to do this type of job, and now I finally have it, but I don't feel like I'm there anymore. So that was another battle that I was having. So when you show gratitude, I think, and I don't know, I'm still going through this, but I feel like I prayed for it, I got it. So that should instill in me that, again, everything always works out in our favor. So the fact that I prayed for something and I got it, that means that if I put in the work, if I do things with integrity, if I do things with heart, and if I do things with love, I'm always going to get what I want. And with effort and intention. So don't worry about the fear of loss. You know what I mean? And also, being grateful in this moment allows me to say thank you to the source for giving me for what I wanted. But at the same time, I got what I wanted, but it's time for me to level up. I hope that makes sense. Oh, I really hope that makes sense. But, being grateful lets the source know that everything you prayed for is not in vain. You get what I'm saying? Everything you prayed for is not in vain. You are grateful for what you prayed for and that you have it. So be grateful. That's why we always have to be grateful today and the now. But at the same time, by you asking for something more in your life, it doesn't really, because I was afraid that I'm like, oh my gosh, I prayed for this in detail. Like, I prayed for my living situation, some of it. I prayed for, the type of job that I want. I prayed for this lifestyle and I have it, but now I want more. And so I felt like I was conflicted because I felt like I wasn't being grateful enough to the universe, if that makes sense. But by us being grateful every single day and being happy and being positive about the now, that I think that lets the universe know, like, nah, you good. I'm just letting you know, the universe is letting us know that I'm going to give you what you want as long as you continue to do what you're doing. Right? So it's kind of like a partnership, if that makes sense. I felt that was a really long explanation, but I wanted y'all to understand that. So stay positive. Also, gratitude, right? Your gratitude, positivity. Make sure you the people who you hang around, the things that you watch, because we have to remember, we're not out and about like we were before the pandemic. Now most of our lives are through social media, right? So with that being said, the people that you follow on social media. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm trying to wait for Facebook to come back up. Hello, Instagram. It's saying, hopefully Facebook still isn't going on, because it's saying that it completely stopped. So hopefully. Come on. I was almost done too. You see how the signal be hating? Oh, okay. I think we're back now. Boom. with us being mainly in a digital world, with us being mainly on a digital world, social media is our environment. So the people that you follow, the people, the people you're friends with on social media, you're consuming all that content. So if they are negative or what you don't want to be like, but you're sitting here watching it and interacting with it, then that's technically your association realm. You know what I mean? When they say it's the saying, the 4 or 5 people that you hang around, your lifestyle or mindset is going to be like them. So even if you have a lot of money, but if you hang around a lot of broke people, you're going to be the 5th or 6th. Or if you hang around, you're very positive, but then you hang around a lot of negative people, you're going to be the 5th or 6th, because it's something about negative energy, and also numbers. It influences you more, if that makes sense. So law of association. So make sure that you are following accounts that inspire you and make you feel good, and that you value the content. You know what I'm saying? Do not feel bad for unfollowing people. I know I don't. And also, for me personally, if I feel like I'm not, leaving you with love and light, we don't need to be following each other in the first place. But yeah, so make sure you are following people, because that's you. Even though you say, "Oh, I stay in the house all day," but you're on social media all day, you're gonna have all those people influence in your mind, in your life or whatever. So make sure, number 1, show gratitude, to give thanks for the universe giving you what you prayed for. Because even if you feel like, oh well, I don't like my life, and whatever, you probably indirectly attracted it anyways. Number 2, be positive and be enthusiastic and be optimistic in this present moment. We have to make this moment fun. We have to be happy and grateful, and lifting our vibrations from where we are in this moment. Because honestly, if you're not enjoying the now, you're not enjoying life, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. That we take life for granted. Like we have to make the things that our lives and our moments right here, we have to make them happy and good now, instead of waiting until the next thing and the next thing, the next thing. And third, make sure that we are being around people who we want to, or not people who we want to be like, but people who inspire us and motivate us, and people who have the things that people who have the lifestyles and the things that we want. Like I only follow people who are good. I don't have a bunch of nonsense on my social media. I don't, because I need to stay focused and I need to stay, on track. So grateful, happy, positive, enthusiastic in the now, in this moment, and make sure that we are associating ourselves around the things that we want, in order to, make sure that we are continuing to stay on track, and being mindful on our daily journey, instead of just, like I said, I was getting bored. Like, it's so much to do in life, so many things to learn. Like, why are you bored, and why are you being ungrateful, when we can change our lives? We can change our lives and be and do what we want to do. So I hope that post really hit y'all the way it hit me, y'all. If you found value in that post or anything that I talked about, go ahead and not say that right. I mean, y'all, just so many things going on. All right, go ahead and drop some hearts in the comments below, so I know that you got value from this. And then also, if you found value, please go ahead and share, to hopefully empower somebody else, to really be grateful, be positive, and be around good people. I will see you on the next video.